Ladies and gentlemen, it's the final in the East Long Meadow High School Recreation Basketball League. Joining alongside Colin Casey, I'm Tom Cronin. Colin, before we even talk about this game, can you describe the emotions? You called it alone in, what was it, 7th and 8th grade game?
Yeah.
Can you just describe what happened? I mean, it was a buzzer beater at the end.
Oh, it was an incredible comeback by that purple team. They were in the game for most of it, and then they just went down 12 with about two and a half minutes left, and they just went on a great run. And with 8 seconds left, they just drove down the floor. Layup was missed, but somehow one of the kids just put up a very tough layup, and he got it to go.
And let's also talk about this attendance. What a great outing by all the East Long Meadow faithful, the students, some of the town committee people as well, and also residents.
Yeah, there's just been so many people here. In the past, I called 2 games before this, and there were a lot of people here. I would expect more from this crowd. There's probably still people coming in, and should be a fun one to watch.
And what team? You were on the maroon team, right?
Dark green.
Dark green. And who did you guys get knocked out by?
We got knocked out by the maroon team.
Oh, okay.
It was a fun season. We weren't the best team in the league, of course, but for my first season, it was pretty great.
As you can see at midcourt, both teams shaking hands, getting ready for the championship match. Colin, who do you think are some star players to watch for each squad?
Well, the first thing you really think of when you think of the pink team, of course, is Tyler Miller. He's arguably one of, if not the best players in the league. And when you look at the blue team, they've got a lot of good players. They got Matt Mooney, Andy Smith's pretty good too, and you also got Brian Coles. However, Andrew Walls was hurt in the last game, and he will not be playing today. So that could be a big loss for that light blue team.
Any surprise that the light blue team is in the championship game?
They were a 1 seed. I was kind of surprised that they were a 1 team, but they have shown why they are a 1 team throughout these playoffs.
Who does that? Who is the selection committee? Do you know?
I am not really sure. I think it might have just gone by record.
Okay.
I think a team might have been better than them, but they had to forfeit a game, so I'm not quite sure, but...
And I'm sure with Caleb Berard, Tyler Miller, Benny Wright, and all these other seniors, they were one of the favorites to get here as well.
Absolutely. I mean, we faced them the first game of the year, and they just came out so strong, and they haven't looked back since.
How did you guys fare against the blue team earlier this year?
I think that was the second game of the season. We were in it in the beginning. We lost one of our players due to an injury. He was actually out for most of the season. And after that, they just kind of controlled the game from there.
And Benny Wright and Matt Mooney are near the officials' score table, and I'm not sure what they're doing over there, whether they're just discussing rules and sportsmanship, but both of them look not nervous, but excited, to say the least. And
yep.
Again, the clock, no, that's a little weird about the clock because it's a non-stop clock for 20 minutes, except for timeouts, obviously, injuries. And is it stopped for free throws, or does it keep going?
It is somewhat stopped for free throws. I think, they don't stop it until they're about to take the first free throw.
And East Long Meadow moving their student section across the way here. They used to be right next to us, but now they're on the far right side of the court. And the starting 5 for the pink team is Joel Clay, Brendan St. Dennis, Brendan McDonald, Tyler Miller, and Caleb Berard. As for the light blue team, you have Blanchard, Smith, Mooney, Demarest, and Matt Paul. Some sleepers, Matt Paul and Michael Hampton are kind of the secret weapon for each team.
Yeah, I watched one of the playoff games, and Michael Hampton just had a great jump shot throughout the second half, and that really carried his team to victory.
And the tip will go Pink's way, and Tyler Miller, many have said he's the MVP of the league, will start it off. And he hits the front of the rim on that one. Caleb Berard with the offensive rebound on the left side. And it's going to be off Andy Smith's hand.
Good hustle there by Berard to get the rebound, and it's tipped out of bounds, so they'll maintain possession and look to score first.
Miller inside to Berard in the paint, and Berard looked like he got fouled there, but here comes Mooney. Almost stolen away, gets it back. It's going to be off Miller and stay with the light blue team.
Great defense there.
As many of you know, Matt Mooney, the star soccer player here, just committed to UMass. Mooney to the left side. Smith hits the back of the rim. Berard with the rebound.
Yeah, open shot there for Smith. Just couldn't take advantage of it.
Here's Miller. Miller hits the back of the rim on that one, so Miller early over 2 from behind the arc.
Yeah, good job drawing the charge there. In the last game, in the semifinal game, he really struggled with the three-point shooting in the first half, but in the second half, he just came out differently.
Miller driving, gives it to St. Denis on the left side. St. Denis hits the front of the rim, or excuse me, the side of the rim. Demarest gets it, and Demarest will feed it to Andy Smith.
Good pass there, just wasn't able to make the shot.
How important was Andrew Walls to this squad?
Oh, he was very good for interior defense and rebounding. He just was unbelievable.
Controlled the paint.
Yes. Very hard to stop.
Here's Berard pushing it to Miller. Miller making some moves. Misses the shot. And McDonald saves it, but Smith comes up with it. You could say Miller has the ability to be a varsity basketball player.
Yes, I'm surprised that he's not. He's got plenty of talent.
No score here with 17 minutes left in the first. And it's going to be Pink's possession. And also, for all of you that don't know, this is the first year where I think a trophy will be instituted for the champions.
Along with the fact that this is the first year that we have broadcasted the in-town playoffs.
McDonald with a strong rebound. And Smith gets it again, gives it to Moody, but he falls down, has a smile on his face. Here's Miller. Blanchard falls to the ground, and Matt Paul comes up with it, calling some sloppy play so far.
Yes, absolutely. Moody kind of just fell on his own there, and I'm surprised foul wasn't called there.
Here's Miller, and he drops it to get the first bucket of the game.
Miller's a natural-born lefty, but nice job using the right hand there.
Andy Smith pulls up, doesn't answer. And there's going to be a foul against Andy Smith, I believe.
Yeah, good aggression there, but...
Well, you're making a foul how many feet down the court, too?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought for how they're calling so far, that should have been a jump ball.
Yep.
They haven't really been strict so far. And Miller, count it, will go to the line and shoot an and one.
Just great athleticism on display there. I mean, just ignoring that contact there and finishing that layup, that was very impressive.
Here's the thing with Miller I'm noticing too. He's struggling from behind the arc, but look at his physicality right there, taking the charge on the other end. I mean, he's using his body. Not a big guy at all. Very skinny, very short, but using his athleticism to create crucial plays that could end up being beneficial down the stretch, as we just saw last game.
Yeah, and if he picks up his outside shooting, look out.
Here's Blanchard, and the senior, Caleb Berard, says no.
Emphatic block there. Just keeping Blue right out of the paint there.
You can only imagine what it would be like with Berard versus Walls on the inside.
Yeah, that would be a fun matchup to watch, but unfortunately Andrew Walls unable to play in this game.
Matt Mooney at the line shooting 2. His team trails by 5 with 16 minutes left in the first. Mooney short on the first one.
It's like no mercy displayed from the student section.
You know what? They really haven't cheered too much tonight. No chance going, but. And Moody gets it to go. Here's Miller. Miller misses the shot, rebounded by Nick Demarest.
Yeah, Miller just a tad off on his three-point attempts, but sure he could probably adjust and figure it out before this game's over.
And Andy Smith gets it to go, and his team trails by 1 now. Andy Smith getting a lot of touches tonight.
Yeah, he's a sophomore and pretty tall for a sophomore, but he's very athletic.
And that one goes in. for the pink team, and they extend their lead 7-4.
Miller just driving through the open lane. No one really came over, so he had a pretty easy layup.
Matt Mooney, number 4, driving on the left side, takes the left-handed shot and gets it to go. And I believe Matt Mooney is a righty.
Yeah, in the second half of his semifinal game, he really was a star in that second half. It was Mike Pepper in the first, but he was a star in the second.
And Miller gets the left-handed layup to go, and you can see some substitutions are going to come in. And now the substitution rule is that everyone has to play a certain amount of minutes, correct?
Yeah, and I believe if people don't feel like that was the case, they can contest the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Smith way off with the shot, but his teammates there, Nick Demarest, gets it to go, and the score is 9-8.
See Nick Demarest grabbing the board there. He was really going to have to step up without having his teammate Andrew Walls there, and he steals it there.
Moody with an open lane, should be an easy bucket, gets it to go.
Great job of turning defense into offense by the light blue team.
Tyler Miller coming up the floor, taking it himself in and out. Berard trying to get the steal. Mooney comes up with it. Another layup rejected by Berard, but they're going to call a foul. And Mooney will be shooting 2.
He didn't foul him there. That would have been a really impressive block. I mean, he had to go way up there to block that one. Looks like we're going to see an entirely new line out there for the pink team.
Yeah, you're going to see John Griffin, his brother James Griffin, Mike Hampton, Benny Wright, and Aiden Markalonis stepping in. And Markalonis' speed has to be a factor as well.
Yeah, him and Miller have got to be some of the fastest players in the league, and they will pose a threat to you when it comes to transition offense.
11-9, the blue team leads. Benny Wright running the point for the pink team. Gives it to Markalonis, back to Wright. Wright spins, and they're going to call a foul on the floor.
Benny Wright trying to make something of that possession. I think he did have Hampton open on the wing, but nevertheless he draws foul.
Here's John Griffin, fakes the long 2, takes a long 2, way off with it. Markalonis there, puts it up, and Brian Coles with the rebound. Brian Coles, a senior here at East Long Meadow, gives an Eli Manning pass up the floor to Green, and Green doesn't get the layup. Looked like he got fouled there. Here comes John Griffin. And some miscommunication there. Benny Wright able to save it, and they turn it over. Mike Pepper gets it. He's a senior here at East Long Meadow. Pepper takes it, rolls around the rim, and Coles will go to the line. And what's going on with Coles' hat there?
Yeah, he looked like it got loose there, but...
Or excuse me, headband, excuse me.
Yeah, he's got plenty of accessories today, but
looked like it was falling at first, but he's got the shooting sleeve and swagging out, you could say.
Yeah, but I guess you can do that when you hit an and one like that.
Yeah. Coles, wow. Today's Friday, right? So SportsCenter not top 10 play.
Yep.
You think that was intentional? I think that was a little intentional.
It could have been, yeah.
I mean, you can't get an and one opportunity and then miss that bad. So here's Mike Hampton, and he gets fouled. Again, Benny Wright called him the secret weapon of the pink team.
Yeah, he's got a really good jump shot, and of course he's got some height on him too, so he can grab rebounds.
13-9, light blue team leading it. And Mike Hampton gets it to go, mid-range 2.
Just what I was talking about right there.
Pepper has it. Swings it to the left side, out of bounds off Markalonis' hand. Brian Coles will slow it down for the light blue team, covered by Benny Wright. Coles driving, the floater, no good, rebounded by Green. Green kicks it out to Pepper, and Pepper misses the shot. It's going to be off pink and stay with blue.
Yeah, good job of offensive rebounding thus far from light blue team. That's probably the reason why they're out in front right now.
Here's Mike Pepper, gives it to Coles in the left side corner. Coles has it, puts it up, no good. And it's going to stay with light blue, and also Colin, Pink's been turning it over a lot, and also, like you said, the boards haven't been going their way.
Yeah. If Pink just needs to settle down and cut back on the turnovers, or force some like they just did there, and that'll lead to some points.
Marcalonas pulls up from behind the arc, way off, and it's going to go the other way. Some air ball chance coming from his fellow classmates, almost said teammates there.
And also the Pink team, they're having trouble securing the rebound. Looked like they touched it for a sec, but they couldn't hang on to it.
Cole's trying to draw a play. And Benny Wright trying to force a turnover or a jump ball, and Coles throws it out of bounds.
Good job on defense there by Wright to force a turnover.
Benny Wright spins against Mike Pepper. And Mike Pepper dives to the floor. It's going to be out of bounds off blue, and Pink will have possession. Mike Hampton will inbound.
That's what Pepper did in the last game, the semifinal game, the first half. He just stole the ball left and right.
Here's Benny Wright. And Hampton cuts down low, has some trouble with it, stolen away by Mooney. Matt Mooney gives it to Coles on the right side. Coles takes it himself, gets it to go.
Good job fighting through the defense there, as there was plenty of them on there.
And Benny Wright can't finish. Coles gets an aggressive rebound. And stolen away by John Griffin. John Griffin gives it to Benny Wright. Here's Mike Hampton, mid-range two. Got it.
You can't leave him open. He will knock that down.
He's just got the natural stroke.
Yeah. And he's getting a chant from the crowd.
Pepper has it. Down low to Green. Green can't finish. James Griffin saves it. Hampton saves it. And Marcalonis comes up with it.
Wow. Great hustle by the Pink team.
And Benny will be shooting too.
That could be a momentum shift there. Crowd clearly in favor of the Pink team right now.
You know. Oh, sorry, Colin.
We're gonna see some new faces in for the Pink team momentarily.
I think you said that the crowd was going for the Pink team. I think it's going to sway the whole game.
Yeah.
Whoever's getting the if someone's trying to make a comeback, whatever the case may be, or someone makes a nice play. And again, as Colin said, some substitutions coming in. And Colin, as we have some few minutes to talk without action, this was your first year broadcasting. How did you like it?
Oh, it's been great. So happy to be in such a great crew like LCAT with doing this kind of stuff with you, Tony Santinello and Matt Domenico. Been a lot of fun so far.
And Caleb can't get the layup to go, and Nick Demers will give a bounce pass to Andy Smith, who will run the floor for the light blue team. Ooh. Nice pick by Coles. And Smith will be shooting a 1-and-1, I believe. That's what the ref gave, but unless I said no, he's at 11.
Yeah. Tyler Miller not happy with that pick set by Coles, but I think his feet were set, and I think it was just a good, clean pick.
And Smith hits the back of the rim on the first one, and the score remains 15-13 with 9 minutes left here in the first. And Brandon St. Dennis.
And no sympathy from the student section when it comes to free throws. Usually here you see him stay quiet, not here.
And Smith gets the second one to go. Here comes number 2, Mr. Miller. And he's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Good job drawing the contact there. I think Miller, for now, might have given up on his outside shooting and just focused on driving to the lane until he figures himself out from beyond the arc.
Gets the first one to sink.
Miller also one of the best free throw shooters in the league.
And gets them both, so his team now trails by 1. And Colin, a pretty even contest so far.
Yeah, it has been. It's really been a one-possession game for the most part. That was a nice shot there by Mike Pepper.
Miller way off from behind the arc. He's saying it got tipped. The crowd doesn't care if it got tipped. All they know is that it didn't hit any part of the rim. So they're chanting air ball, but like you said, Colin, what do you think, Miller, why do you think he's struggling from behind the arc?
It happens to even the best players like him, and that was a nice job there.
I mean, look at his quickness. I know he didn't finish on the layup, but how quick he can turn a play.
Yeah, that's
kick ball, I believe, and Blue will inbound from the baseline.
I mean, if he's not shooting well from beyond the arc, he will find other ways to beat you. And for the most part, he has thus far.
Here he does, and he's got an open lane, and he gets up there and lays it up and in.
Once he's out in front of you, there really is no catching up to him.
Pepper has it. Pepper takes a shot, hits the rim. Demarest with the offensive rebound, and traveling will be called. And there's some extracurricular activities there. And now the feistiness begins. So we have to watch out for McDonald versus Demarest.
Yeah.
Two of the bigger kids on the court, too. So
yeah.
It should be interesting.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a foul on the floor. Blue will inbound. Under 7 minutes left here in the first. 18-17. The blue team leads it. Smith has it. And they're going to call a foul against Miller. Miller not happy with the call, obviously, but it did look like he had a lot of contact.
Yeah. He's been trying to play well defensively. He's committed a few fouls, but other than that, he's done a good job of stealing the ball.
I think he has 4 points off transition steals.
Yeah.
Blanchard hits the side. Let's see what the call here was. And did you see the call?
I might have seen it.
We know it's a foul against Pink, but we're not sure against who. So Blanchard will be at the line. His first name's Will, correct? So Will.
Yes, Will Blanchard.
Will Blanchard will be at the line.
Are they calling it 1-1? Yep.
So McDonald and Caleb are down low for the Pink team. And Caleb and McDonald swoop in, but it's going to stay with the blue squad. Pepper from behind the arc. Caleb with the rebound. Caleb gives the underhand pass to Miller. Miller spins and gets it to go.
He's just leading this Pink team right now, like he has been all season.
And an and one opportunity will be coming for Mike Pepper. Mike Pepper, kind of a silent leader for this squad.
Yeah, he's just mastered that floater and somehow finds a way to score through that contact.
And he's had a few nice buckets, all from the left side tonight.
Yeah. I think he's left-handed.
I think he is too. Yeah. Because he seems so comfortable on that side. And he takes that floater. Yeah. And it's going to stay with blue.
Gerard and Demarest still going at it seems like.
Blanchard gives it to Smith. Didn't look like a functional pass there. And it's going to be tipped into Miller's hands, and Miller has a 1v1, has some trouble with it, and slows it down. Takes one from the three-point land, hits the side of the rim.
Yeah, he still can't get it, but he steals that.
Miller will be going to the charity stripe.
He's just finding points in every which way except for beyond the arc, but that really doesn't matter right now.
No, it doesn't. When you're down by 1, he's doing his job. I mean, he probably, we're not keeping stats
Here's
here.
Andy Smith has a piece of paper on his foot, I just noticed.
Looks like that's tape.
Oh. Guess it was just coming off a little bit.
But as I was saying about Tyler Miller, he leads his team in steals. Probably. We don't have the stats, but so he's doing his job on the defensive side, and that's probably one of the reasons they're only down by 1. Because even though this game looks like a 50-50 matchup, the blue team feels a lot more comfortable than the pink team right now.
Yeah, the pink team has just kind of been, they've been getting pretty much all their points in transition, but when they're not in transition, they've been struggling trying to keep to take care of the ball so far.
And coming out onto the floor for the pink team is Markalonis, Hampton, Miller, Griffin, and Griffin. As for the blue team, you have Green, Paul, Smith, Mooney, and Demarest. Miller at the line. 4:55 left here in the first. Banks the first one. Now, Colin, are you a college basketball fan?
Yeah, I am.
Who do you support?
Probably, I'm going to go with UMass, I would say.
Okay. And any idea what seed they might get this Sunday?
I haven't checked in a little bit. I think I checked earlier this week and it was a 7. But depending on how they do in the A10 tournament, they could raise that.
Here's Matt Paul on the inside. Paul gives it back out to Andy Smith. Mooney has it, has some trouble with it, gets it back. Nice pass to Demarest. Demarest puts it up and gets it to go. And he'll have a chance to get the old-fashioned three-point play and give his team a 3-point lead.
This had to be the third or fourth and 1 opportunity for this blue team so far.
And Benny Wright will check in for Tyler Miller. And I can see you have a Giants shirt on. Are you a Giants fan of the NFL?
Yeah, but other than that, I'm actually all Boston.
And that's a violation. Demarest, I believe. He stepped in too early.
Yep. Ball didn't hit the rim in time, and he was caught in the paint before that.
Benny Wright gives it to Markalonis. And Wright has it. Wright puts it up. Airballs it. And they're going to say James Griffin stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, I believe he did. Hard to tell from here, but looked like he did.
Mooney goes through the lane and can't get an and one opportunity there, but he'll be shooting 2.
That would have been impressive if he hit that, but it's even more impressive that, well, it's just as impressive that he's actually going to the line because he created such a nice play there.
Again, I believe Matt Mooney had 20-plus goals this year during the soccer season.
Yeah, it's very impressive that he got accepted into UMass for a scholarship, and I wish him the best for when he makes it to college.
Mooney misses them both. And they're going to call it jump ball, and the possession arrow will stay with blue.
Good job by Pink there, collectively tying up blue. I'm not sure who had that ball.
James Griffin covering the inbounds pass. And Smith can't get the Globetrotter layup to go. Here's Nick Green. Excuse me. Yep, Nick Green in. The putback is good.
Yeah, tough break. That could have been off a Pink player. Might have been off a Griffin. I'm not quite sure.
Benny Wright. Bounce pass to Mike Hampton. Hampton back to Benny Wright. Benny Wright swings it to Markalonis, who puts it up for 3. Hits the side of the rim. James Griffin with the rebound. Dishes it to Benny Wright. Hampton gives it to Markalonis. Markalonis will try it again. Does it get the lucky bounce? And Green comes up with it. Mooney running the floor, takes it himself, and he's going to get hacked again.
Yeah, Pink team's been shooting a decent amount of threes, but I think they should probably refrain from that because they have not been able to make it. They've had trouble from beyond the arc.
I would agree. I think Pink needs to get it into the paint more. Especially, I know Berard's not out here at the moment, but when he does get in.
Yeah, I mean, they're only down by 4, so they're not out of this game by all means.
And the light blue team struggling with the free throws.
Yeah, they've had plenty of chances, and they haven't been able to convert, just like there.
And Nick Demarest starting all the fights out here.
Yeah, I don't know if he started that one because it looked like he
but
got pushed off there, but he's definitely been involved in all of these. He's going to go to the line.
what are the chances a tee gets thrown out tonight?
Would not be surprised if that happened.
And now, Colin, you're trying out for the baseball team, right?
Yeah, starting Monday.
Now, they're doing it in the gym, correct? Is that for weather purposes?
I think it was actually in the calf for Monday at like 6:30 or something. I'm not sure if it might be like baseball IQ testing or something. I'm not really sure.
Demarest gets it to go, and his team leads by 5. Hampton bounce pass to Tyler Miller. Miller makes a move, and they're going to call a block.
Yeah. I think that was the right call there. I don't think Mooney was set.
Miller at the line. Again, one of the better free throw shooters in the league. Gets that one to go. And I believe he's 3 for 3 now.
Yeah, he's automatic from the line.
4 for 4, and his team trails by 3.
If he just keeps getting to the line, they're going to be in the lead before you know it.
Miller gets another steal. It's got to be his 4th or 5th of the day, and can't get the hard layup. Paul with the rebound. And Miller comes up with it again for 3. There it is.
Good timing, too, to tie the game just before the end of the half.
Pink in a 2-3 zone. Mooney off the glass, no. Nick Demarest can't get it to go, and they're going to be calling a jump ball. It should be going Pink's way, I believe.
And it is.
Under 2 minutes here in the first half. John Griffin has it rejected. Mike Hampton comes up with it. Hampton fakes a shot inside of James Griffin and off his foot. Matt Mooney flying down the court.
Going the other way.
So an offensive foul against Mooney.
I believe he pushed off there, but I don't know if he must have had his arm out, I guess, because I don't think Miller's feet were set for a charge.
We're all tied up at 25.
Yeah.
And Miller's going to get called for walking.
Yep, that was definitely more than 2 steps there.
Well, if this is the NBA, well, Miller could have took 5 steps there. It could have been just fine.
Yep.
Here's Nick Green on the right side. Green hits the side of the backboard, and here's Miller from the pass from Benny Wright. Miller with the floater off Blue's hand. I thought it was going to be off John Griffin's hand.
Good job of getting that outlet pass. Look, receiver-like hands there.
Mike Hampton, nice fake, the floater. Yes!
I don't think he's missed us far.
He doesn't take a lot of shots, but he takes smart shots.
Yes, he does.
Benny Wright smart to let that one go.
Just shows the basketball IQ that this Pink team has.
20 seconds left on the game clock. Benny Wright has it. Wright driving. Hits the back of the rim. Hampton comes up with it on the right side. Gives it back to Wright on the inside. Here's John Griffin, and John Griffin can't get the lucky bounce.
Now, when Wright originally drove, he did have Hampton open.
And that's going to end the first half of play with the Pink team leading 27-25. And Colin, your first half thoughts?
It was a really close half throughout. I would say the blue team dominated the boards, but the Pink team definitely dominated in transition.
And we're going to have some guests, I believe, for the second half. And Colin, what are you expecting for the second half, as you'll be a spectator for that half?
Yeah, I would probably be expecting just more physicality than it was in the first half. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of physical play. I think that'll probably intensify as the game goes on.
Quick 2 questions here. Does Nick Demarest get teed up, or is there any fights going to go on the floor here?
There's always a possibility, so something to definitely look out for.
And last question, who wins the game, if you want to answer?
I got to go with the pink team. 2 words, Tyler Miller.
All right, again, everybody, the pink team leads by 2. We're going to go right into halftime break, but again, we're going to have some guests after the halftime break. Colin, I appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, again, everybody, we're going to take a quick break.
Sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCATSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
All right, everybody, we're about ready to start the second half here in the East Longmeadow Recreation Department championship game between the pink team and the light blue team. Again, the pink team leads by 2, 27-25. And as you heard me and Colin Casey discussing earlier, we're going to have some guests. And our guests tonight are Danny Miller and Kevin Cohn. Danny, you are a sophomore, and Kevin, you are a senior. And guys, what are you liking so far between this game? And we'll start with Danny.
What'd you say?
Again, Danny can't hear us because his microphone does not have that capability, so we're actually going to start with Kevin and see. We'll go back to you.
Well, it's been a pretty back-and-forth game so far. Both teams are playing real hard. Tyler's a little off tonight. He started off a little shaky, but, you know, he picked it up there around the end. I think he scored the last 7 points or something like that. Mooney's playing hard. I like the way Nick Demarest is playing real physical, getting a lot of rebounds. So they've been doing a good job.
And let's see if we can fix your headset here. So we're gonna flip this. Here, I'll do this for you. We're flip this, and then you're gonna put it on this way.
Nice little switcheroo there.
And then you're gonna put this one right here. And now can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on the first half?
First half of the game it's pretty chippy. I mean, I'm really expecting some ejections here. Definitely expecting some more egregious flops from Tyler Miller.
Well, Nick Demarest has been very involved.
Nick Demarest is going to get thrown out. Need I say more? He's getting thrown. He's getting abused. He's getting snapped. That's all I got to say.
All right, Mike Pepper inbounds to Matt Mooney, and Matt Mooney gives it right back to Pepper. Pepper from behind the arc.
Oh!
Yes!
What a shot by Mike.
Let's go.
Benny Wright stops his dribble, looking for someone, gives it to Markalonis, back to Wright. Inside to Griffin. Griffin from the free throw line doesn't get the lucky roll.
I got to say, Benny is one of the best passers in this league. He does a very nice job of passing the ball.
Now, did both of you play in town?
Yes.
Of course.
And what colors were you guys on?
The defeated purple team.
I was on the white team. We on the white team feel like we should be playing in this game. We got upset by the black team in the first round. We were a little off, and we probably should not have lost that game.
How did you guys obviously got beat by both of these teams. How bad?
We played the pink team in the first round of the playoffs. They beat us by 22. In the regular season, we only lost by 10.
And how about for the white team?
Well, the pink team was the only team that actually beat us this season. We had to forfeit one game because we didn't have enough kids. But the pink team beat us by 4 points. So it was a very good game. And we beat the light blue team by 10. So we feel like we should have made a bit of more run. But, you know, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if we did.
Here's Mike Pepper. Hits the front of the rim. Berard swats it away. Hampton comes up with it, and Mark Lonis will slow it down, gives it to Benny Wright. Any surprise that the light blue team is in the championship game?
Not really. You know, they were the top-seeded team. They played well. Unfortunately, they got a bad break by with Andrew Walls hurting his ankle, but you know they're good. They're a good ball team.
Here's Will Blanchard driving the floater. No good. Hampton can't get the rebound. Matt Paul, the secret weapon for the blue team, can't get it to go, and they're going to call it jump ball, and it's going to...
I'd have to say, Mike Hampton is the best sixth man in the league. Coming off the bench, highest field goal percentage, I'd have to say. Never seen the kid miss a shot.
Well, a lot of people say Matt Paul scores about 10 to 12 buckets a game, too.
Yeah, he's a good big man. He's like a 10-and-10 player.
I played with Matt Paul last year. You really saw the progression of his skills last year. He really came along for us.
And Matt Mooney, the next UMass Minuteman, can't get it to go. And Berard is going to go to the line.
Yeah, those were the flops I was talking about. We saw that coming.
All right, 29-28. Pink team leads it with 17:25 left here in the second half. And again, joined alongside Danny Miller and Kevin Cohen. I'm Tom Cronin, broadcasting for East Long Meadow Community Access Television. And Benny Wright is coming over to talk to us. And listening to his comments. Any of you guys pick that up?
Trey J is saying that they're no good, but they're about to come back and smoke them.
I think he just guaranteed a victory, if I'm correct.
Agree? Disagree?
I see it happening.
I don't know. You know,
Tyler Miller will not let them lose.
Blues hanging around. I don't know. We'll see.
Danny, I want to ask you this question. Tyler Miller has been struggling from behind the arc.
Yeah, true. Never seen that before.
Here's Andy Smith taking one from three-point land. Can't get it to go. And Will Blanchard with the rebound. The put back unsuccessful. Matt Paul has it rejected. Mooney comes up with it. He'll take one from behind the arc.
Ooh.
Gets it to go.
Matt Mooney's going to be the difference maker here. If the blue team's going to win, it's going to be on Mooney's back.
Here's Berard. And can't get the and one opportunity, but he'll go to the line. Now, Kevin, you won't have many changes next year as you'll be a Spartan next year at Michigan State, right?
We're not 100% sure yet. I still have a few schools that I'm waiting to hear back from and need to visit, but I had a very nice visit with Michigan State, and it is very high on my list. That's a rough set for Caleb, missing both free throws there.
Here's Brian Coles having some trouble with it. Blanchard gets it to go off the backboard. And Coach Dave DeMario will call a timeout, and Pink will talk it over. Danny, what do you think DeMario wants to talk with the squad? What do you think he wants to discuss in this timeout break as his team trails by 3?
You know, I think they're just going to try to get the Tyler Miller's three-point shot going.
Your thoughts, Kevin?
I think he's just kind of calming his team down right now. Blue's going on a little bit of a run here, so you know, he's just got to calm his team down, reset. They ended the half with some momentum and kind of come out a little flat, so we'll see what happens.
Were you guys able to catch the previous game with the buzzer beater layup?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was crazy.
This is what it's all about. In-town hoop is just taking varsity basketball and any other sort of competitive basketball by storm. It's like you might as well just not play varsity and play in town. This is where the real competition is at.
And this is where they get the most attendance too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, this place is hopping. They could have sold tickets and made a killing tonight.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't. I was very surprised they.
Well, it's not a school-sponsored event, so I don't think they really can't.
Jeez, Laurent Humes is in the building. In-town legend.
And John
quick
Griffin
hands.
has it picked off by Matt Mooney.
They've separated the Griffin brothers. They usually don't do that. They're usually a 1-2 punch down there, down low.
Put that up.
And Blanchard is successful with the putback, and his team leads by 5.
He's having a nice second half here.
Benny, count it.
Wow,
Does a little
what
somersault.
Play. What a play.
So Benny Wright will try to cut the deficit to 2. And so you guys have been here for about 4 minutes. Any interest in broadcasting in the future? Or I know you're a senior, but
maybe a long ways down the line after I get done with the career, but we'll
in
see,
the NFL
we'll
for Kev.
Hope so. Hope so. That'd be pretty cool.
Better call me up. Fantasy football legend.
And how about you, Danny? Any interest in the booth?
You know, I'm not sure. We'll see. Time will tell. I enjoy talking, so
that's all you do.
Seems like the way to do it.
Here's Berard with the left hand, no good. Mooney airs it out to Smith, and Smith finishes.
Tell you what, that was a big rebound by Will Blanchard. He's having a big second half here.
Benny Wright goes inside, way off with it. Matt Mooney pulls up. Yes.
Oh, wow. Mooney is red hot.
Here's Mike Hampton, trapped in the corner, gets it out to Benny Wright. Wright, no good off the glass. Griffin tips it out to Berard. Berard from the free throw line, no good. Rebounded by Blanchard, and Blanchard's got to be up there in the rebound totals.
Yeah, he's had probably at least 5.
And Coles is good off the backboard.
He's got to call bank on that one.
How do you feel about Coles as a tire?
He looks a little goofy.
Honestly, that gesture literally just was the highlight of his high school career. I think that should go down in history.
You know, it's in-town basketball, though. You got to have a little fun with it. You
Yep.
know, everybody kind of looks ridiculous. I mean, I have green shoelaces when I play, so have nothing to do with my team color. So
And quickly, the blue team leads by 10.
it's crazy.
Oh yeah, didn't even realize that. They're running away with it. But Tyler Miller's back in the game, so watch out for him to heat up.
And Demarest gets his own rebound, and he'll be shooting 2.
Demarest is a force down there.
Yeah, Demarest is taking a lot of abuse. I'm still waiting for him to just snap.
Demarest is a JV/varsity soccer player here at East Long Meadow. And he gets the first one to roll in.
I have to tell you, I am pretty shocked that this is an 11-point game right now in favor of blue.
Any chance Pink comes back? A lot of time left.
Yeah, there is. Anything can happen. Obviously, when you have a player like Tyler Miller, you're never out of it.
Gets a steal there. He's been doing that all night. And whistles are blown. They're going to call foul, I believe, against Matt Paul or whatever the case may be. It's against blue. Miller goes up with it. Looked like he got hacked. No call. Griffin with the rebound. Or excuse me, the steal. Miller.
Oh, he looked like he got hacked there.
Tyler does not look happy right now.
And count it for Andy Smith.
I don't know. I don't really agree with that call there. You know, Tyler just got hacked under the board. They got a no call, and then that was a little ticky-tacky, and they called it.
Well, Danny, they've been pretty lenient so far in the calls.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. The in-town refs, they come across like they're going to call a tight game, but when it comes down to it, they really let a lot of things fly. And sometimes I think it almost alters the course of the game because Tyler Miller should have been on the line 3 times in that last possession.
And the momentum is 100% right now with the blue team. I mean, Danny, what do you think the pink team needs to do to get back into this ballgame?
Literally, they just need to get Tyler Miller heated up. That's the only way. There is not – I got to be honest, right now on the floor, I don't think that there's one guy that can score besides Tyler on the pink team.
Well, Kevin, do you think Coach DeMario is playing some strategy here because he's resting some of his star players like Berard, Benny, and Markalonis?
Yeah,
or?
I think so. I think he's gonna definitely need those guys come the end of the game, and if they give him a break now and can kind of hang in it a little bit, they'll be there around the end.
Mooney gets it to go with the left hand.
Now, the thing is, they have to hang in there. Looks like Blue's about to blow it open.
Miller doesn't answer. McDemarest with the rebound. Fighting hard for it. Stolen away by Miller. It's got to be his 10th steal of the night.
He plays great defense. Kid plays great defense.
I was talking with Colin Casey earlier, Danny. Tyler Miller should be a varsity basketball player at any high school. Around here, at least. And Danny couldn't hear me. Couldn't hear me on that one, but I was saying that Tyler Miller should be a varsity basketball player if he were to try out.
Honestly, he has no business even being in this league. But the fact that he is really adds a whole new dimension to the game because really you have to totally change your game plan. Basically, you might as well just put 3 guys on him. Fastest kid I've ever seen on the court.
And they're going to call Brandon McDonald for walking.
This place is crawling with ELHS alumni. People rolling in left and right.
I tell you what, if you add up all the attendance for the girls' home games, I don't think they even matched this. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys went to some girls' home games.
I didn't go to a girls' game this year.
Well, I mean, you were following the trend because not a lot of people did, and it's sad to see.
So I have to ask you.
Yes.
You do the play-by-play for a lot of these sports here. What's your favorite sport to do the play-by-play for?
Oh, definitely baseball. It's my favorite sport to watch,
You're
follow.
a baseball guy, so that's understandable.
But basketball is definitely very fun, high-paced. Football, it's hard because we're so far away.
Yeah.
And we don't have any monitors or anything to see the field. But, I mean, what a great season for you guys. That's a sloppy play there by the pink team. Andy Smith banks it in.
Oh, they're killing them. They're converting on these opportunities, on these turnovers.
Miller can't get the roll. And there's going to be a foul on the
that
floor.
That foul was just unnecessary. That was
Yeah.
like a bear hug.
Speaking of the football team, can you elaborate on this spectacular season for you guys?
Yeah, we had a great year. We kind of had a feeling coming in we were going to have a pretty good year. You know, Devin Kennedy's an outstanding quarterback and kind of got overlooked a little bit with Danny McWill, who was also a phenomenal quarterback. Mike Magipento obviously had a huge year. Our offensive line definitely stepped up. And, our defense played well at times. They definitely stepped up in a lot of big games when we needed them to. Really, everybody had a role in playing big. It was the first time in my coach's coaching career that he ended on a win, so we were happy to help that out. And first time since, I believe, 1996 that we beat Long Meadow in Long Meadow. So that was huge.
And not only beat them, smacked them.
Oh, yeah. Yep, we dominated them.
Well, on Sunday, we had about 15, 16 guests, and one of them was Richard Ugalakarani, one of the wide receivers and defensive player as well. And he said that Alex Calabrese will not be able to guard him next year.
Wow. Shots fired.
Richard likes to talk a big game, but
he's going to need to play that way with not many wide receivers coming back next year.
Yeah, he's going to have to step up. But, I think he can. I think he can carry the load. He had a very good year this year with Ryan Taft. That was a very deadly 1-2 punch. I really think he can step up. He's absolutely got the athletic ability to do it.
And Danny, what sports do you play here at East Long Meadow? What sports do you play here at East Long Meadow?
I run cross country in the fall, indoor track in the winter, and baseball in the spring. Actually, the only person with that little trifecta. Pretty weird.
In the whole school?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. And Miller gets it to go, and the score is 51-36 with 9:16 left here in the second half. But what a great year it's been for your senior class. The football team, the girls soccer team, boys soccer team, girls basketball team all making the playoffs so far.
Yeah, it's been really fun. It has. We were a little the past couple of years, been a few disappointments in football. The the girls soccer team's always been very good. They had another outstanding year. The guys soccer team had an outstanding year. So it's been fun around here.
Andy Smith, nice pass down low. Nick Green can't get it to go.
Girls basketball really kind of came out of nowhere and had a really good year. So it's been fun.
Here's Andy Smith again, gives it to Demarest, back to Smith. Coles has it, covered by Benny Wright. And Coles is successful.
Nice play by Coles there.
Miller inside. Gerard, no. Hampton gets it.
Mike Hampton, I'm telling you. He's a stud coming off the bench.
Now, if there was an award for most underrated player of the year, does he win it?
Oh, my God, yeah.
He'd definitely be up there. He's having a great game here.
4 of 4 or 5 of 5 from the field. He just doesn't miss.
The crowd's getting into him, too. They're really
Fan
loving
favorite.
Mike Hampton's performance tonight.
All right, so Miller starting to lead his squad back into it, and there's going to be a timeout on the floor. Now, I want to ask you guys, if you were to give out awards such as MVP, Rookie of the Year, which would be a freshman, so on and so forth. Danny, we're going to start off with you. Who's your MVP and Rookie of the Year in the In-Town League?
MVP of in-town basketball, Tyler Miller, every single game, wreaking havoc for the opponent. Just dropping 40 points at will. I mean, it's devastating to a defense. Rookie of the Year, there are a few good choices, a lot of like young impact players, but I'd have to say Kevin Maloney offered the most to his team. You know, even starting some games, adding a lot from the outside. Definitely a player to watch in the years to come.
And Kevin, your thoughts?
Well, I definitely have to give the MVP to Tyler. I think this team would be a bit of a different team without him on the court. He's the floor general. He's their team leader, their emotional leader, and he scores a lot for them. And I'm going to give the Rookie of the Year to my buddy Jack. He played on my in-town team. I'm a little biased because I really like Jack a lot. You know, wasn't the best player, but you know he came in, worked hard every day, always had a smile on his face, played hard, you know, and had fun with it. So I'm going to give my Rookie of the Year to Jack Carlskin.
And John Griffin comes up with it. Tyler Miller will run the floor. And Miller, nice pass to Berard and finishes.
Here comes Pink. Question is it a little too late?
Well, 7 minutes here in the ball game, and 55-44 is your score. Cole spins into traffic. His teammate there can't get the putback as Green got rejected, and it's going to stay with the pink team.
If they can cut this lead down to single digits before like 5 minutes left, I'd say definitely watch out for a comeback when Tyler Miller gets back in the game.
Well, you figure if they hit a 3 here, 55-47 is a ball game, so.
Absolutely.
Fun fact about Mike Hampton, he drives a stick shift, so that must help him out on the basketball court, having to be very attentive to what he's doing. So
he used to be a former goalie, too, here in East Long Meadow. He used to play goalie.
Yeah, in soccer. He made the transition to cross-country this season, was a very valuable asset to our team. He battled some injuries, but he's going to come back strong and definitely be a leader on our team. He's kind of that guy that in any situation anyone can look up to.
Now, we have some fun here at the broadcast table, and I want you guys to look into the Spartan Faithful student section, and I want you to pick out the worst basketball player in the stands. Kevin, we're going to start with you.
If I had to pick the worst basketball player in our school, I'd probably say it's myself. But because this is only into the stands, I'd have to say Jack McIntyre is a very bad basketball player. You know, we play one-on-one every once in a while, and even I beat him, so he's definitely one of the worst basketball players I've ever seen.
Danny, your choice.
If I'm looking in the stands right now and you want me to find the worst basketball player, I would have to guess that probably that older-looking woman. I feel like she just doesn't get much time on the court. So,
very broad answer.
She might be an absolute champion at everything else that she does, but I'm going to guess that her basketball skills are not as good as some others in the stands.
Her priorities probably are not on basketball, which is probably a good thing.
You know, you can be a student of the game, but at some point you have to have the raw talent, and for some people it's just not there.
You know, who knows? She could have won a state championship in basketball when
yeah,
she was in
she
high
could be in
school.
the East Long Meadow Athletic Hall of Fame for all we know.
Could be. Actually, yeah, I know. I wouldn't even be surprised because that'd be my luck, and then I get a phone call the next day. Well, she was actually, you know, state champion basketball player. I'm like, yeah.
East Long Meadow community's in an uproar because she dropped 45 in the state championship game back in
Wouldn't even be surprised.
1968.
Mike Pepper will inbound for the blue team, and Mike Hampton showing some smiles to Matt Mooney. Under 5 minutes here left in the ball game. Here's Mr. Mooney, gives it back to Mr. Pepper. Start calling him Dr. Pepper. Think that's ever been called? You think he's ever been called that before?
We used to have a little running joke in 5th grade. He was on my baseball team, and, you know, he was the doctor. He was the team doctor, Dr. Pepper.
Mark Alonis gives it to Berard. Berard forced the shot, and he'll be shooting 2. McDonald, Wright, and Miller will all be subbing in for the pink team. And Danny, your dad runs a sports website here. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, he EastLongMeadowSports.com, really likes it. It's like one of his favorite hobbies, I'd say, at this point, because he loves taking pictures. So figures he'd let everyone enjoy his passion.
Now he's looking for some high school students to do some work for him, I believe, correct?
Yes, I think he is.
Can you say how you can get involved with that?
Honestly, I stick to my writing in English class. So every once in a while, when he needs an essay or a little write-up for the football game, I'm happy to give it to him. So I love writing about a Mike Pinto 6-touchdown game. But beyond that, it's kind of hard because for me, I really need to have like my full attention on the game, and having to take notes, I just don't feel like I can get the whole effect from watching the game.
Now, LCAT's fantasy baseball draft is Sunday night. Our cameraman, Nick Balboni, will be participating in that. If you had to say how many fantasy points Mike Pinto would get, what would it be for the season? For the whole season overall, how many
For the whole season, I think he put up, if we're talking about a standard scoring league, I would say upwards of 420.
Kevin?
Danny's really the fantasy guru here, you know.
So he's Matthew Berry.
Yeah, he's Matthew Berry. I was just thankful to play with the kid my senior year, you know. Definitely helped us win some ball games. So the stats speak for himself, but you know I can speak for his work ethic and his attitude towards the game.
I can too. He's my neighbor. Work out with him sometimes. And
how does that go?
Well, I mean, I'll finish up in we'll say an hour, and then I'll just be sitting there watching TV, and he's still pumping, and kid goes all day. Literally the hardest worker I've ever met, and so dedicated to football. Works out his game all the time. Doesn't matter what season.
I can vouch for that. He was also a teammate of ours on our indoor track team, and you know, he was a big asset there. Made the state championship in the 55 and the 300. So he's just a freak athlete.
Nick Green at the line. His team leads 60-49. Make that 61-49. Oh, excuse me, that was Pepper at the line. And Miller gets it to go in, a 10-point deficit for the pink team. Matt Mooney getting some pressure, working through it.
Pink needs to stop a few times here. That's big. Mike Hampton with another big rebound.
Again, Mike Hampton. Wow.
Benny Wright finishes. Wow.
Comeback.
Here we go.
All right, under 3 minutes left. And the light blue team's going to call a timeout. Danny, I mean, your thoughts?
This game's going to get chippy coming down to the wire. I see it. You can feel it in the air. You know, these teams both want this game really bad because, you know, the bragging rights of winning an in-town championship may be comparable to that of winning a Super Bowl. It's that big of a deal here in East Longmeadow. So I can imagine that Tyler and Benny, Caleb, John Griff, these seniors, they want to take it home tonight. And honestly, they're like a three-pointer away and a stop from this being very, very interesting.
Joel Clay will be on the floor now for the pink team. Brother of legendary Jake Clay.
Jake Clay is a legend here in East Longmeadow. He definitely is. You ever need a laugh, he's definitely the kid you want to go to. Definitely a very interesting kid. He's very different.
Unique.
He's very unique. I can definitely say I've never met a kid like Jake Clay.
I'm sure he'd be proud to hear that. Here's Matt Mooney, yes.
Game over.
Oh, boy.
This game is
done. That hurts.
Really? So you guys are saying it's over?
I'm saying it's over. At 2:34 left, I'm saying it's done.
I don't know if this game's over, but that definitely hurts.
Oh, that's it. Oh, come on. That was egregious right there. He just tackled him to the floor. I'm sorry. See, this is where the line needs to be drawn.
Mooney has it on the left side. And he's going to get fouled.
Yeah, okay. Come on now. That's too much.
quick question. Whoever wins this game, do the students rush the court?
I don't know. I think they might. You know, it's kind of a unbiased student section. I think they're just going to say, hey, I cheered for the team who won. So kind of just here to have fun.
Mooney banks the first one.
If he gets this, I think it's just about over.
Yep. I did not expect this. I expected a 55-point game from Tyler Miller tonight.
Definitely did not see this coming.
Nah.
Props to the blue team for coming out and shocking all of East Long Meadow High School here.
Well, Miller will try to cut it to a 10-point deficit if he makes all 3 free throws.
See, that's a bad foul. That's a very bad foul.
Makes the first one. Danny, what didn't Pink do enough tonight?
Well, I feel when it really comes down to it that they just weren't spreading the ball around enough. As much, you know, when Tyler Miller's hot, you can't not give him the ball. You have to let him keep firing away. But at some point, if you're not hitting him, you got to start distributing the ball. And I think Mike Hampton could have been more involved in the effort tonight. You know, 10 points, couldn't miss from the field. You know, if they got him more involved, just kept that hot hand rolling, this could have been a little bit closer coming down to the wire.
Here's Andy Smith, gives it to Mike Pepper.
Oh, Tyler with a big steal.
Has it stolen away, gives it to
Here
Mike
comes
Hampton.
again.
Hampton's
Oh,
going to
no.
turn.
Oh, okay. Unfriendly roll, but I can vouch for that. Any other day of the week, that's going in.
He should have just went straight up with it.
And Caleb Berard, he's got to control himself because he's got baseball tryouts on Monday.
Crowd wasn't too happy about that foul.
Yeah, Moody's been on the ground a lot tonight.
Is Caleb out here? Pink only seems to have 4 guys on the court.
Tyler Miller's off to the side over
I
here
see.
talking to his little brother.
Didn't see Tyler.
Rising basketball star as well.
67 of 56, 137 remaining.
Played with Tyler a little bit in my youth, you know, 7th grade summer ball. Very, very fun experience. He's definitely a stud.
Benny hits the front of the rim. Blue comes up with the rebound, pushing it to Coles. And Coles will lay it up and in. Mike Hampton with a fastball there. Joel Clay has it, gives it to Hampton. Hampton pulls up. Look at that, no rotation.
Ah, Mike.
Floater.
Oh, ooh,
Oh.
look at that
Uh-oh.
little skirmish after the play.
Of course, involving Mr. Nick Demarest.
Nick Demarest is all over the place tonight, and unfortunately, most of the time on the ground. It's too bad. Oh, no need to foul at this point. You're down 13 with 53 seconds. This is a simple math equation.
I don't know.
It's just not happening.
This is the championship game. You got to do all you can to try and somehow squeak one out.
Coles at the line shooting 2. Again, joined alongside Danny Miller and Kevin Cohen. I'm Tom Cronin. And Coles with a unique free throw shooting style.
Yeah, I've never seen somebody step to the left as they were going to shoot a free throw. Very interesting.
I didn't even know that was legal.
Neither did I. I was just about to ask you.
All right, under a minute. Benny Wright, no good. And there's going to be a foul on the floor.
Girls' championship game should be pretty interesting.
And I'm not sure if we can zoom in at the scores table, but the trophy is being displayed now, and it's a legit trophy.
That is a very legit trophy.
Who's it? I'm not actually sure who's even in the girls' game. I didn't even look at the bracket.
I believe it is the black team versus the red team.
Black team is highlighted with star shooting guard Natalia Masidi. I expect 30 points from her tonight. And the red team, I'm pretty sure, has Alyssa Highland. And
Wow.
I think she used to play competitive basketball in high school. Obviously made the right decision, coming to the brighter side of in-town basketball. And I think that she's going to be good for 25 points tonight.
Brooke Breton's also on that red team. You know, she's a pretty good basketball player.
And Miller leisurely gets a 2-pointer to go.
Wow, the life has been sucked out of this gym.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think the student section stays for the girls' game?
I'm not sure. There was some talk about it, but, you know, we'll see what happens.
And the players are starting to shake hands.
Coles is moving to half court. Looks like he's about to
He's
fire
going to shoot
one.
it. He's going to shoot it.
And your 2014 in-town basketball champions are the light blue team. They win it 73-58. And they will be receiving the first ever in-town East Long Meadow Recreation Department trophy. Not the first ever.
No.
They told me it was the first ever.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause, Tanner Fazzino told me they got one last year.
They told me this was the first one.
Really? Well,
Whatever the case may be, they're getting the trophy.
that's a beautiful trophy.
Oh, my God, yeah. It used to be little plastic things, but I think people are really realizing this league and the potential that it has and how big of a deal it is. Like, everyone loves it.
I guess our $90 to buy into this league definitely helped out.
Guys, your
How you doing?
your final thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, it was a fun game for a little while, and then it just kind of broke open in the second half.
Danny, your final thoughts on this game.
Final thoughts on this game. Matt Mooney is a superstar. Watch out for him to go in the second round of the NBA draft for the Portland Trail Blazers. I think that Tyler Miller really had a great game, showed some great effort. I think that he's going to decline any sort of NBA offers just because he has a future as a gourmet chef.
All right, guys. One last question. Who wins the NCAA tournament this year, Danny?
Who wins the NCAA tournament this year? It's going to be the Villanova Wildcats.
Really? Wow.
Yep. That's a bold prediction. My brother goes there.
Okay.
I have a personal relationship with every player on that team. So, no, I'm just kidding. But I like their chances this year.
Kevin,
If you
don't say
asked
Syracuse.
Me, hold on. If you asked me 4 weeks ago, I would have told you there's no doubt in my mind Syracuse University is winning the NCAA tournament. They lost tonight in the first round of the ACC tournament to NC State. I'm going to go bold and say my boys from Sparty are winning the NCAA
Tom
tournament.
Izzo.
Wow.
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 Hey.
I don't think so. I got to be honest. Ryan Archidiacono is going to take the
They
tournament
got beat by
storm.
Seton Hall.
Dude, you know what?
in
That's
the
a
first
fluke.
round.
They, like you know, Pink just lost to light blue, but that doesn't mean that they still couldn't have won the thing. Like, you know, Villanova's going to come back with vengeance. They're not going to let that. They're not going to let that eat them up.
We'll see what happens.
Again, final score 73-58. We hope you guys stick around for the girls' championship game in a few moments. I want to thank Danny Miller, Colin Casey, and Kevin Cohn. I'm Tom Cronin. Thanks again, Nick. We'll be sticking around, and we hope you guys do as well.